Now on Coast TV News.
Wind opposition, the lengthy battle over the proposed wind farm off of our coast. What is taking place today in a community that is part of a lawsuit?
Ecology efforts, the grant money awarded to several local projects, and how it is expected to help the environment.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva. It's a chilly start in the 40s. Grab the coat today. It's going to be a brisk, sunny day. I'll have details on how long the cool temperatures stick around.
Beaten in Alabama.
Backs in, touchdown.
A Blue Hens trip to Jacksonville State ends with a second straight loss.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And we are continuing in our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. It is Thursday, October 16th, 2025.
Yeah, we had this in our last half hour. Got to give a shout out to Lewis's Mason Fluharty. The Blue Jays pitcher got the final outs in last night's Game 3 of the American League Championship Series against the Mariners.
His first year in the majors, pitching in the postseason. That's pretty incredible.
Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Local kid does good.
Awesome. Well, Cape Henlopen's baseball powerhouse.
They are a factory.
That is for sure. Well, we're going to turn to weather now. Weather yesterday afternoon, we were talking beautiful, lots of people outside. Chris, today looking like another beautiful day, just a little colder outside.
Good morning, Elisa and Matt. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of a bite in the air today. Despite sunny skies, it's going to be quite a brisk afternoon. We're starting off in Cambridge, 50 degrees there. Note the dew point, 39. That's very dry air that's filtering into the region, and winds are out of the northwest. You can see the 24-hour temperature change. We're 12 degrees cooler in Georgetown, Salisbury, Easton, 13 degrees cooler in Ocean City than where we were at just this time yesterday. We're holding at 43, Harrington 47, Laurel 46, Delmar 52 in Longneck, and we're at 55 in Rehoboth Beach. You can see the wind flow out of the northeast. We're seeing winds upwards of 24 miles an hour gusts there in Rehoboth, 30 in River Inlet. So we are clear, dry. That front that pushed through yesterday is well off the coast. High pressure over the Great Lakes, funneling in that cool, dry Canadian air right down the East Coast. Plenty of sunshine through the morning. We're at 46 by around 8 a.m. For your lunchtime, 57 degrees, and wall-to-wall sunshine through the afternoon as we top out in the low 60s. Again, breezy conditions with those winds upwards of 25, 30 miles an hour. We stay cool and dry through Friday and into the start of the weekend. A bit milder into the second half of the weekend, and then we do talk some rain chances, but they don't come until Sunday night into Monday. We'll talk more about that coming up in my full forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this hour, later this morning, Fenwick Island's Environmental Committee is expected to review an update on offshore wind. Today's meeting takes place 2 weeks after a judge denied the Trump administration's motion to stall the case during the government shutdown, meaning the lawsuit with U.S. Wind will continue. Fenwick Island is a plaintiff along with Ocean City. It's a lawsuit challenging alternative energy company U.S. Wind's attempt to build a wind farm off of our coast and use Delaware resources for power cables connecting to an electric substation.
This just in, Delaware lawmakers are taking new steps to crack down on chronic drunk driving. A newly formed task force meets today to begin tackling the issue with a packed agenda focused on prevention and accountability. According to that agenda, lawmakers are expected to review key data on arrests and convictions under Delaware's DUI laws. The group could also look at potential law changes and the use of new technology to detect drug-related impairment. And for more information on what lawmakers will do with the information they gather, you can head to the article on CoastTVnews.com.
And also new this morning, Delmarva Power and Sustainable Maryland are awarding $45,000 to 4 organizations they say are focused on environmental stewardship and community resiliency.
According to Delmarva Power, the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays is receiving $10,000 for a Bays to Backyards community program. Millsboro is receiving $10,000 to install an emergency generator that keeps water and wastewater services running during storms.
And the First State Community Action Agency in Georgetown also getting $10,000 to build a new community resiliency park and outdoor learning space.
Happening today in Georgetown, the new Supportive Housing Issues Committee will gather once again to discuss how to work with the existing supportive houses in town. Supportive housing is for people recovering from substance use disorders, those who are coming out of jail and remain on parole, among others. On the agenda today, a review of town codes and services provided and agencies. One of the 10 members is Trish Hill, program manager at Georgetown Pallet Village.
I think the important thing is to have the community involved. Without the community support, nothing is going to get solved. So with the entire community involved, I think we can come together and have some consensus, and I think that people will at least feel their voices are heard.
According to the group, the goal is not to add more, but to make sure those resources are using to the best of their abilities and get people off the streets. Today's meeting takes place at 4 p.m.
Happening tonight, there's a local event in Lewis to help adults learn how to protect children from abuse and negligence. The Bo Biden Foundation for Protection of Children is hosting a free public session. This is at 4 to 5 at the Lewis Library. Organizers say the training is designed to give adults the knowledge and confidence to recognize, report, and prevent abuse. Attendees will learn about Delaware's mandatory reporting laws, how to spot warning signs, and how to respond if a child says they've been harmed.
Delaware Governor Matt Meyer and other state leaders are gathering in Milford today to celebrate a major investment in affordable housing. This is to kick off the Mississippian Station 2 project. Organizers say the effort will rehabilitate 32 existing apartments and add 16 new affordable units on South Walnut Street. This is made possible by $3.4 million from Delaware's newest low-income housing tax credit awards. State leaders say funding will create and preserve more than 100 affordable homes in Wilmington, Lewis, Georgetown, and Milford.
Starting today in Maryland, hunters can head out to their favorite areas for the first part of muzzleloader deer season. According to the state, it runs until Saturday, and then from October 20th through the 25th, the season resumes. According to the Department of Natural Resources, Wildlife and Heritage Services, the season is in the eastern, central, and southern regions of the state.
This week, DelDOT will begin work on the Rehoboth Avenue Bridge over the canal. That's the area you see on your screen right now. The agency says the work is a part of a statewide bridge painting program. DelDOT says Rehoboth Avenue will see shifts and closures Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. There will be detours to help drivers get around, and they say that work will begin Friday, October 17th and take place until early 2026.
And we are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C., north of 10,000. The White House says that's the number of federal government layoffs that could happen during this shutdown. And new overnight, a federal judge has temporarily blocked the president from firing those workers.
And as the government shutdown now moves into its third week, NBC's Alice Barr shows us how more federal workers are looking for help to make ends meet.
As the government shutdown drags on, the stakes are ramping up.
We're getting rid of a lot of things that we never wanted.
And prompting a new legal battle. A federal judge temporarily blocking the Trump administration from laying off federal workers during the shutdown, even as White House Budget Director Russell Vought promised to pick up the pace from the 4,000 already cut this shutdown.
It could grow higher. I think we'll probably end up being north of 10,000.
Vought is a longtime advocate for shrinking the federal government, and Democrats argue the new threats are a continuation of his plan all along.
These employees have been traumatized, in Russ Vought's word, by this administration since Inauguration Day. These are illegal firings. 2
unions sued to prevent the firings that a federal judge in California has now agreed are illegal, writing in part that the Trump administration has, quote, taken advantage of the lapse in government spending and government functioning to assume that all bets are off and the laws don't apply to them anymore. As the fight grows from the courts to Capitol Hill, where Democrats and Republicans are deadlocked over how to reopen the government, everyday people are suffering. Food banks seeing a surge in need. Workers at this one in Alabama describing the struggles of one federal worker family.
They're not getting a paycheck, and this has never happened to them before, and they were embarrassed and humiliated and terrified.
Real-world impacts with no end in sight. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Happening today, a full evening of fun is expected at the Lewis Fire Department. The agency will host its 6th annual open house from 4 to 8 p.m. According to organizers, there will be a children's design contest, live demonstrations, and equipment displays. People can enjoy music and food from local restaurants. The open house will take place at Station 2.
Wednesday night football for the Delaware Blue Hens, and it was a rough Wednesday at Jacksonville State. The Hens spot the defending Conference USA champs a 35-6 lead and losing 38-25 to the Gamecocks. Second straight loss for Delaware. They fall back to 500 at 3-3. And we'll have more on this game later on Coast TV News Today.
We're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, oysters to prevent erosion, how that and other tips from the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays.
Also, new requirements could risk access. We'll tell you how the Food Bank of Delaware says some locals could be impacted.
And in this week's Coastal Connections, we'll show you a Delaware teacher who's finding new ways to connect with students. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Every teacher makes a difference, but some of them do find a way to break through, to really connect with their students. And in today's Coastal Connections, we take a look at one teacher, a new young fresh face in the education game, who's finding a way to stand out. Over at Sussex Central High School, something fun is happening.
That was so much better. I actually heard your voices that time.
Something loud and something animated.
More.
Thomas Oxborough is a Year 2 teacher. He's the choir director, the assistant marching band director, and he also works with the school's drum line. But it's the way he does it that's drawing attention.
1, 2, 3.
It's really the energy of the kids. When I'm working with them and the music's just really sounding good, it feeds into my energy for the day.
With flailing arms and perfect tempo, Oxborough is connecting with his students.
You got it so close, you just rushed it a little bit.
Making music is supposed to be fun. This is a class where we're learning all these different strategies and we're being academics, but we're also socializing. We're supposed to be having fun in the process.
1, 2, here we go.
Oxborough fostered his love of both music and education right here on Delmarva as a graduate of Indian River High School.
A lot of my past teachers, I really enjoyed a lot of the passion that they put into it, the musical experiences that I got to work in.
Crash, crash, crash.
And now he's bringing his high-energy form of teaching to the next generation, along with a belief that what happens out on the field can translate into the classroom.
Music has a really strong power in doing so for everybody and keeping them focused throughout their other academics and their other daily lifestyles. So I really bring this energy into the music field here because of that.
Inevitably, some of the students that cross through Mr. Oxborough's classes will be inspired. Maybe they'll even pursue music after high school.
When they have a teacher that approaches them and shares a passion for music, it's almost infectious.
But most of them won't. Still, he feels like what students learn about music will help them in life.
It's a win.
33 to 39.
Which is part of the reason Mr. Oxborough is such an advocate for music programs.
I only have this for one time.
Protect the arts. Please protect the arts. Cherish the arts. Fund the arts.
A passion that bleeds through when he's with his students out on the field.
When I'm working with my drum line and they're just really in the groove, they're locked in the pocket, and I just find myself really grooving with it because my groove feeds off the energy with them. So now we're just going back and forth and we're gonna see where the energy takes us. Sky's the limit with it.
After all, isn't that what you want from your teachers?
I feel like I just get so encaptured in the music.
Genuine excitement and enthusiasm.
I'm really seeing the hard work y'all putting into it. I'm seeing y'all practice, so I'm really appreciating this right now.
Because between teaching, planning,
it's kind of what the drill will look like,
participating, and whatever this is, Thomas Oxborough has it.
Time is 6:19, and you're looking live at the boat slips near the banks of the Choptank River in Cambridge. First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono's here. Chris, we had a rough start to this week. Looks like we're going to have a very nice finish.
Oh yeah, beautiful finish to the week, mostly sunny skies, and on the cool side with sunny skies, we're going to struggle to get out of the low 60s this afternoon. We're at 43 Harrington, 47 in Seaford, 53 Milton, and we're at 55 in Bethany Beach. You can see wind flow out of the northeast and pretty gusty at the coast. 32-mile-an-hour gust there in Indian River Inlet, 25 in Rehoboth, and we're seeing a gust of 23 in Ocean City. And because of those gusty winds, still we have small craft advisories up for the Delaware coast. Those run through 6 o'clock Friday. From Ocean City down through Chickateague, those run through 7 o'clock Friday. And then we still have them up for the Bay, and these run through about noon on Friday. Expecting the winds to relax a bit as we go into Friday. That's frost advisories up west of 95 there across Lancaster and Lebanon counties. We're clear and dry through much of the east. It's all thanks to high pressure building in across the Great Lakes, and you have that clockwise flow bringing in that cool, dry Canadian air southward into our area. It is 47 in Salisbury. Note the dew point 33, so it is very dry out there. Plenty of sunshine through the morning. We're up to 53 by around 10 this morning, and the sunny skies will be with us through the afternoon. Low 60s, as I mentioned, and we're going to stay nice and clear through the evening. Overnight, we dip upper 30s to low 40s, especially along that Route 13 corridor there across Sussex and Kent counties. By tomorrow, sunny skies, low 60s again, and then by Saturday morning, I think maybe some patchy frost early as we dip into the upper 30s to low 40s. As I mentioned, winds gusting 25 to near 35 miles an hour at the coast, and we stay pretty gusty with northerly winds overnight, so that's why I don't think we're going to see any frost tomorrow morning. I think it's going to be too breezy, but then as we go into Friday, we'll see those winds begin to relax. Rain chances next 7 days. Well, we are going to be pretty dry through the weekend. It's late Sunday night. Into Monday morning, we'll see a chance of rain, and then we may see another isolated chance of rain by midweek. But a gorgeous weekend, 68 on Saturday. Southwest winds kick in over the weekend, and that's going to allow for some milder air to build in. 75 by Sunday, ahead of that area of low pressure that'll bring a round of rain through Monday morning. Could see a brief period of heavy to moderate rainfall, depending upon the timing of it, and then we'll see drier air filter in behind that system. 62 this afternoon, below average temperatures. Average high this time of year right around 70, 39 overnight under starry skies, 63 in our Friday. The sunshine continues into our weekend. Beautiful afternoon on Saturday as well. We'll see clouds increase Sunday ahead of that system that will bring rain into the region by Monday morning. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Food Bank of Delaware's annual Thanksgiving food drive is underway, and this year they say the need is greater than ever. In October, previously waived work requirements for SNAP benefits, they're back in place. And new federal rules starting November 1st will extend it to more groups. The food bank is seeking donations to help ensure every Delawarean can enjoy a holiday meal.
No matter what a person's situation is with the SNAP benefits and those changes, we still want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to share the holidays with their loved ones, to experience being around a common table, and to not have to go without food.
And the food bank says it's now accepting donations. People can host a food drive, donate online, or drop off non-perishable holiday items directly at the food bank.
Up next on CoastTV News today, oysters to prevent erosion. We'll show you some of the work the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays is doing to protect Delaware shores after the recent nor'easter. We'll be right back. The Delaware Center for the Inland Bays held an open house at the Frankfurt Library. Guests learned about measures being taken to help protect the Delmarva coast, such as oyster beds and concrete structures used to prevent erosion, as well as things they can do in their own backyard. Organizers say that after heavy storms like the one we had earlier this week, education on coastal preservation is important.
So it's very important for the environment. Sea level rise is a real thing, and if more of the community knows about it and know how to protect against the sea level rise, the erosion that's happening, it will just greatly improve the community.
The Center for the Inland Bays will hold another open house on October 21st at the Georgetown Public Library.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva. Feeling that chill this morning as we step outside the door, and quite breezy at our beaches. We're at 54 right now in Ocean View, dew point 43, and it is going to be a beautiful day, but a breezy day at that, especially in Ocean City and Fenwick Island. Temperatures getting up into right around 60 degrees by around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Lewis, we're looking at temperatures starting off in the low to mid 50s by around 5 o'clock. We'll be at 61. Rehoboth 60 degrees as we make our way into Cambridge. Wall-to-wall sunshine, a breezy afternoon. Some gusts upwards of 25 miles an hour. Crisfield 60 degrees. And congratulations to Bob Stransky, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. You're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella, and you get your forecast anytime, as always, by dialing the First Alert Weather phone. I'll have your 7-day forecast coming up in the next half hour. Elisa.
You, Chris, and after the break on Coast TV News today, a local program gets power boost. What areas across Essex County are getting help from Delmarva Power?
Also, housing resource review in Georgetown. We'll tell you how the town is seeking to boost existing services for people who are recovering from substance use.
And win for offshore wind battle. The update coming out of Fenwick Island after efforts to stall a lawsuit were denied. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Fenwick Island and the wind. The town assesses the latest situation over the alternative energy project as a lawsuit appears to move forward during the federal government shutdown.
Georgetown Recovery Resources.
I think the important thing is to have the community involved.
How the town is applying policy for services assisting people recovering from substance abuse.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva. It's a chilly start in the 40s. Grab the coat today. It's going to be a brisk, sunny day. I'll have details on how long the cool temperatures stick around.
Green grants given, where tens of thousands of dollars is being funneled in the effort of protecting the local environment.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 16th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Time is 6:30, and got a good day going for a comfortable sweatshirt, a comfortable sweater.
Yes, I like the sound of that. If you had short sleeves and shorts on yesterday, not
There are
today.
football coaches out there that love that look. They go with that.
Do you like the short sleeve sweatshirt look?
The Bill Belichick?
I think that's who it is.
Yeah, no, that's not my jam on that
No?
one. If I'm going sweatshirt, I'm going full sweatshirt.
All right. Well, I don't think Chris likes that Bill Belichick look either.
I don't think he likes Bill Belichick.
What? No, I don't believe it.
We'll find out. Chris?
No, not a fan, but a good day for maybe a Rutgers or Penn State hoodie out there this afternoon as we take a live look into Ocean View, where the temperature is 54. Actually, we're a little slightly milder at the coast, but with that wind coming off the ocean gusting 30 miles an hour, it is a chilly start. You can see the 24-hour temperature change. We're about 12 degrees cooler in Georgetown and Salisbury, Dover, 13 degrees cooler in Ocean City. This is all behind that cold front that pushed through yesterday. We're at 43 Harrington, 46 Laurel, 45 Delmar, 51 Long Neck, and 55 in Rehoboth Beach. Not seeing much in the way of wind gusts inland right now. Most of it is at the coast, 31-mile-an-hour gusts there in Indian River Inlet. We are clear, dry under the influence of high pressure. The front that pushed through yesterday is well off the coast, and cool, dry air is funneling into the region. So as I mentioned, a chilly start to our day in the 40s, but wall-to-wall sunshine, a breezy afternoon with highs right in the lower 60s this afternoon, and those winds will gust upwards of 35 miles an hour throughout the day today. The good news is we stay sunny and dry Friday and into the weekend, but a slight milder change comes in on Sunday ahead of a system that will bring rain back to the area, but that rain will hold off until overnight Sunday into early Monday. We'll talk about that coming up in the full 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this half hour. Later this morning, Fenwick Island's Environmental Committee is expected to review an update on offshore wind. Today's meeting takes place 2 weeks after a judge denied the Trump administration's motion to stall the case during the government shutdown, meaning the lawsuit with U.S. Wind will continue. Fenwick Island is a plaintiff along with Ocean City. It was a lawsuit challenging alternative energy company U.S. Wind's attempt to build a wind farm off of our coast and use Delaware resources for power cables connecting an electric substation.
Delaware lawmakers are taking new steps to crack down on chronic drunk driving. Today, a newly formed task force is taking on issues such as prevention and accountability. They're expected to review data on arrests and convictions under Delaware's DUI laws. The group could also look at potential law changes and the use of new technology to detect drug-related impairment.
New this morning, Kristen Lake-Young has officially been confirmed and sworn in as Delaware's new health secretary. You can see here Governor Matt Meyer and Young after her confirmation by the Delaware Senate. According to the governor's office, as secretary, Young will create ways to strengthen public health and access to care and modernize services. She succeeds Joseph Manning, who recently became state director for U.S. Senator Chris Coons.
Happening today in Georgetown, the new Supportive Housing Issues Committee will continue work on the existing supportive houses in the town. Supportive housing is for people recovering from substance use disorders or those who are out of jail and remain on parole. On the agenda today, there's a review of town codes and service providers and agencies. According to the group, the goal is not to add more, but to make sure they are making the best use of resources and getting people out of the streets.
In Milford, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer and other state leaders are gathering today to celebrate a major investment in affordable housing. This is to kick off the Mississippian Station 2 project. Organizers say the effort will rehabilitate 32 existing apartments and add 16 new affordable units on South Walnut Street. This is made possible by $3.4 million from Delaware's newest low-income housing tax credit awards. State leaders say funding will create and preserve more than 100 affordable homes in Wilmington, Lewis, Georgetown, and Milford.
New this morning, Delmarva Power and Sustainable Maryland are awarding $45,000 to 4 organizations they say are focused on environmental stewardship and community resiliency.
According to Delmarva Power, the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays is receiving $10,000 for a Based Backyards community program. Millsboro gets $10,000 for an emergency generator that keeps water and wastewater services running during storms.
And $10,000 to the First State Community Action Agency in Georgetown. This is to build a new community resiliency park and outdoor learning space.
A young great white shark was pinged off of Delmarva. Shark tracker and researcher O-Search say cross, the 9-foot 1-inch 377-pound shark was last pinged close to Porpoise Banks off Accomack County on October 15th. O-Search says on October 13th, they were seen off of Dewey Beach. The shark was first tagged in Nova Scotia on October 3rd.
And we are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. Heck of a sunrise looks like they're going to have going on there. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the federal government shutdown is slowing down the U.S. economy.
New overnight, despite trade deals, some experts say tariffs have been putting upward pressure on prices. They say inflation can slow growth.
And Amy Kiley shows us how now the U.S. economy faces a new challenge.
I've seen numbers that are starting to hurt the economy.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the federal government shutdown is slowing the U.S. economy. His department estimates the impact is about $15 billion a week. The congressional impasse is dragging on. Lawmakers can't agree on whether to negotiate, let alone on how to fund the government.
I think this will be the longest shutdown in the history of ever.
The Federal Reserve Chair says he's starting to worry the shutdown will make it harder for the Fed to do its job. It relies on data to assess inflation and the broader economy.
We'll start to miss that data, and particularly the October data. If this goes on for a while, they won't be collecting it, and it could become more challenging.
Many experts say tariffs were starting to put pressure on the U.S. economy even before the shutdown. A new IMF report predicts they'll partly cause it to grow more slowly than the rest of the world in the coming months.
Tariffs tend to be significantly worse for the country that imposes them than the countries they're imposed upon.
The IMF says trade deals are lessening the blow from tariffs. Experts say that helped the U.S. stock market reach new record highs before trade tensions with China sent it on a roller coaster ride.
We do have these, I hate to say it, boom and bust periods. And invariably, what goes up does come down at some point.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Dozens of reporters left the Pentagon on Wednesday rather than agree to new reporting rules. New outlets were nearly unanimous in rejecting new rules imposed by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth that would leave journalists vulnerable to expulsion if they sought to report on information that had not been approved by Hegseth for release. You can see boxes of documents lined a Pentagon corridor, and reporters carried chairs, a copy machine, and books to the parking lot from suddenly abandoned workplaces.
And we still got a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, popular spread becomes a frozen treat. This and what other desserts you can expect from Nutella's parent company.
Also, we have some Wednesday night blues. How Delaware's primetime affair on ESPN. Not a memorable one as the Hens lose at Jacksonville State. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva. This is the first of a few chilly mornings here on the peninsula as we have temperatures in the 40s and 50s. A beautiful clear sky there out of Laurel as we await sunrise here at 7:12 this morning. Seeing a temperature there of 46 degrees and plenty of sunshine through the morning. We're up to 53 by around 10 a.m. We're at 42 in Harrington, 45 Bridgeville, 51 Longneck, 56 Lewis. You can see wind flow out of the north with some gusts, 23 to 31 at the coast. Under the influence of high pressure here, as we take a look at the current foliage across the mid-Atlantic here on Delmarva, well, we're beginning to see some patchy leaf changes. And you can see to our north, they're near moderate to near peak across portions of Jersey and upstate Pennsylvania. As we take a look at the forecast along the coast today, wall-to-wall sunshine from Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey, but it is going to be a windy afternoon with those gusts upwards of 25 to 35 miles an hour. We'll talk about when our next chance of rain rolls in coming up in that 7-day forecast. Matt.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Chris. In Millsboro, DelDOT says there are closures. This is in order to reconstruct the roadway. Here's what we're talking about. Godwin School Road between Revel Road and Millsboro Highway. That's closing starting on October 27th. That goes through November 2nd. This is the area that we are showing you right now on your screen. And DelDOT says that detours will also go into place.
An area behind the Milton Theater is undergoing construction to what used to be the Tech Workshop. Before serving as the Tech Workshop, that space was the kitchen of Roxy's restaurant. The Milton Theater says what is currently a pile of rubble will be the brand new education wing at the theater.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
There's just a week left in the regular season for Delaware girls volleyball, so last night's match between Cape Henlopen and Appoquinimink was super important. It went to 5 sets, but the Jaguars beat the Vikings thanks largely to senior outside hitter Jaslyn Dawkins. Whether it was a spike, an ace, or a game-winning kill, Dawkins always stepped up when Appo needed her to. The Jags improved to 10-2 with the win, while the Vikings are now 7-5. And this Monday at 8 o'clock, the Governor's Challenge Selection Show tips off on the Delmarva Sports Network. 6 divisions, over 100 teams, 5 days of the best high school basketball talent, all coming to the Eastern Shore. We'll break down the matchups, highlight the stars, and get you ready for the nation's largest holiday basketball tournament. Don't miss it. The Governor's Challenge Selection Show this Monday at 8, only on the Delmarva Sports Network and the DSN app. And folks, that'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
And coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 5:30, it's Scoops and Scores. Then at 6, your game of the night, Wicomico faces Kent Island in high school football. Then you can catch the final score at 11. Along with that Y-High and Kent Island game, here are your DSN Plus exclusives. At 6, James and Bennett host Queen Anne's County in high school football. Also at 6, Salesianum takes on Appoquinimink in boys soccer. At 6:30, CSD battles Snow Hill in football. And at 6:30, Cape Henlopen hosts Cesar Rodney in boys soccer.
Last night, Delaware Blue Hens playing some primetime football at Jacksonville State, and Cam Cook of the Gamecocks with some power into the end zone. The Hens are down 7-0. In the second, Delaware going for it, 4th and 4 from their own 43. Nick Manacucci hits Jake Thaw near the sticks. Thaw is stripped, and here is Caleb Nix going down the sideline for a touchdown. This makes it a 14-0 game. The Blue Hens finally get on the board when Vyron Ellison scores in the second quarter, but no comeback here. Delaware loses 38-25. They drop to 1-2 in conference play, and the Blue Hens are back home next Wednesday against Middle Tennessee State. Game 3 American League Championship Series, and that is Cape Henlopen Viking product Mason Fluharty on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. Fluharty pitches the final inning as the Jays get a 13-4 win over the Mariners. Seattle leads the best-of-7 American League Championship Series 2-1, and Game 4 is tonight.
Get ready for another week in the NFL regular season. We have your Sunday Night Football right here on Coast TV. This week you can catch the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. Coverage begins at 7, then stay right here for Coast TV News following the game. And if you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com/signup and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
And here is what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
Happy Thursday, Delmarva. Hopefully you're having a good one so far. And if you join us today at 4, here's what's coming your way. Today is National Sports Day, and our field correspondent Kendall Gordon is out on the road getting your answers to sports-related questions. Also, if you've been thinking about the crawl space under your home, or maybe you haven't been thinking about the crawl space under your home, that's okay. You leave it to the professionals for a reason, and we've got those guys on deck too. And not sure what you want to make for dinner tonight? Well, we've got a meal that comes together quick, easy, and makes excellent leftovers. All of that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
Well, we are feeling that chill this morning. Temperatures are in the 40s for most of us with the exception of the beaches. Plenty of sunshine today, and it's going to be quite breezy. I'll talk about some cold nights ahead and some cool afternoons as well. We'll talk about it coming up in the full 7-day forecast right after the break.
Now 6:48, and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning with a beautiful sunrise there, Chris. That is a good sign on a Thursday morning. That sunshine, though, a little deceiving because it is chilly outside.
Yeah, we had that cold front that passed through yesterday, and we're going to see some pretty breezy conditions through the afternoon. And that's going to make for a nice chill in the air, and you could feel it stepping outside the door this morning. We're at 42 Harrington, 46 Seaford, 47 Georgetown, 52 Milton, and a slightly milder at the coast. We're at 55 in Bethany Beach. It's been a breezy morning, especially at the coast where we've seen gusts upwards of 32, Indian River Inlet to 20 in Bethany Beach. And because of those breezy conditions, we still have small craft advisories up through the Delaware coast as well as the Virginia and Maryland coast. Those run through tomorrow evening. Through the Bay, that is up through about noon on Friday with some winds upwards of 25 miles an hour. Frost advisories well to our west across western Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, down through West Virginia. Could see some patchy frost in our most interior communities early tomorrow morning, but I think it might be too breezy. High pressure to our north, funneling in that cool, drier air, and a beautiful shot there in Laurel, 45 degrees, sunrise at 7:12. Plenty of sunshine through the morning. We're up to 53 by around 10 a.m. On our way to highs only in the low 60s, 62 Milford. We'll see a high of 62 Vienna. Winds out of the northwest, 10 to 15 gusts, 25, 62 in Snow Hill. Plenty of clear skies through the afternoon and into the evening. As I mentioned, we fall tomorrow. Upper 30s to low 40s. If anyone sees some patchy frost, I think it's probably going to be well west of the coast. Breezy conditions continue, and we're looking at highs tomorrow, lower 60s, and we're going to stay clear and dry and really pleasant through the start of the weekend. Another cold start to our morning on Saturday morning before we see temperatures rise through the afternoon. Winds, as I mentioned, through the afternoon today, gusting 28 Georgetown to 32 Dewey Beach, and still pretty gusty through the early part of your morning on Friday out of the north, and then we're looking at winds calming as we go into the day on Friday. Rain chances pretty slim over the next 3 days. It's not until overnight Sunday through Monday where we see those rain chances roll in, but a slightly milder weekend, especially by Sunday. We're up to 75 degrees, and then there's those rain chances rolling in early Monday morning as an area of low pressure passes to our north, and we're looking at drier conditions by Tuesday. We're at 62 today under sunny skies, 39 overnight with some patchy frost in interior areas, 63 by Friday, and we're looking at a temperature of 75 by Sunday, and watching for that chance of rain into Monday morning. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Well, after nearly a decade, Snapple is bringing back an iconic look to store coolers. For a limited time and only in New York City, Snapple's glass bottles are now available for purchase through December. The drink company says the decision comes after an overwhelming demand from customers. 5 flavors are available in glass. These include apple, kiwi strawberry, peach tea, zero sugar peach tea, and lemon tea.
Nutella lovers will eat the chocolate hazelnut spread on pretty much anything, but We'll soon be able to enjoy it as ice cream. According to a press release, the frozen treat promises to deliver the same taste of the Nutella with swirls of every Nutella in every bite. Parent company Wells Enterprises also announced a new Kinder Bueno frozen treat, and that's coming to U.S. stores.
The time is now 6:52, and we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day is a true protector. On your screen, that is Walter, and it looks like he's doing what we're being told he does best, and that is being a great lookout. This is, of course, whenever he's not sleeping. Walter was submitted to us by David and Lewis.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Scan the QR code that you see there. That way you could get your friends to Coast TV News and watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:55, and here are the things you need to know before you go. Later this morning, Fenwick Island's Environmental Committee is expected to review an update on offshore wind. Today's meeting takes place 2 weeks after a judge denied the Trump administration's motion to stall the case during the government shutdown, meaning the lawsuit with U.S. Wind will continue. Fenwick Island is a plaintiff along with Ocean City. It's a lawsuit challenging alternative energy company U.S. Wind's attempt to build a wind farm off of our coast and use Delaware resources for power cables, creating a connecting electric substation.
Delmarva Power and Sustainable Maryland are awarding $45,000 to 4 organizations they say are focused on environmental stewardship and community resiliency. According to Delmarva Power, the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays is receiving $10,000 for a Bays to Backyards community program. Millsboro gets $10,000 for an emergency generator that keeps water and wastewater services running during storms. Then there's $10,000 to the First State Community Action Agency in Georgetown to build a new community resiliency park and outdoor learning space.
The Food Bank of Delaware's annual Thanksgiving food drive is underway, and this year they say the need is greater than ever. This month, work requirements for SNAP benefits that were previously waived have gone back into effect, and new federal rules starting November 1st will extend them to more groups. Leaders are urging the community to donate to help ensure every Delawarean can enjoy a holiday meal.
An area behind the Milton Theater is undergoing construction to what was the tech workshop, and before that, the space was the kitchen of Roxy's restaurant. The Milton Theater says where there is currently a pile of rubble, that is where we will see the brand new education wing at the theater.
It is 6:56, and we're going to take another look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Chris, plenty of sunshine today.
Oh yeah, feeling really nice, but a chill in the air, I'll tell you that. But despite sunny skies, temperatures are going to be in the low 60s this afternoon. That's all we're going to do for highs, and it's going to be quite breezy as well, with temperatures getting into the lower 60s over the next few days. Wall-to-wall sunshine. Now, we could maybe see some patchy frost in our coldest towns like western Sussex County, western Kent, early Friday morning. I think it's going to be too breezy for any widespread frost, but we are looking pretty nice as we head into the weekend. Look at that, 68 Saturday and milder Sunday, 75. And then the good news is right now it looks like the rain is going to hold off until it looks like late Sunday night through Monday, but that looks like it's going to be our most unsettled stretch over the next 10, and then we're looking at cooler temperatures by the end of next week.